Hey guys, welcome to Kal-El Reviews, and today we've got a video review of the Transformers Hasbro release Masterpiece Thundercracker. This is the one that's just come out recently, not the Takara version. With my current setup I can't get the whole box in frame, so there's the bottom of it. Again, standard sort of Generations packaging. Transformers Masterpiece Thundercracker, that was a bit blah 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 blah. Anyway, level 3 advanced. We'll have a look on this side. And we'll zoom up, or tilt up I should say. So we've got two different heads, hidden missile pods, opening canopy, adjustable thrust vector, swing open nose cone, includes display stand. And then down the bottom here, we got strength of 7, intelligence of 7, speed of 9, as it should be, it's a jet. Endurance of 7, rank of 5, courage of 5, fire blast of 8, skill of 7. Learn more at transformers.com. On this side we've got the bottom of a box. And above the bottom of that box is Classics Thundercracker. What the? That's kind of weird. But anyway, it's meant to be Masterpiece Thundercracker, but for some reason they got the Classics Thundercracker picture there. Why? I have no idea. Highly articulated and posable. Fair enough. Robot mode, obviously. Amazing detail. Not quite what we're looking at, but you'd think this annoys me really. I'm making jokes about it. But you'd think they would have product art of Thundercracker and his robot mode and his jet mode and his accessories. But no, we got this. I would imagine the mold was already made for Starscream and then they produced this and didn't have this made. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, Thundercracker looks down on those who cannot fly with sneering disdain, often going out of his way to attack creatures that cannot fly. Creatures? Just to prove his superiority. It was his attitude that led him to being recruited to the original Seeker Squadron alongside Starscream and Skywarp. Though his loyalty to the Decepticon cause is less than total, the fact that he's allowed to indulge his impulse to the assault, those he considers inferior keep him flying for Megatron. Anyway, that's what it says. On the side we've got another silly picture of classic Starscream. On the top we've got a Decepticon symbol. And on the bottom, just some rubbish. Anyway, that's Mr. Thundercracker. Let's get this bad boy open. Okay guys, I've got Thundercracker out of the box, and let's have a look at him in general. So, as you can see, he's a robot. Things that also come in the box are this little C-clip thing plugs into the bottom of his nose. I'll show you that in a minute. That's to hold the Megatron gun that came with MPO-1. You can do that. We'll have a look at that when we get into plane mode. He also comes with this. Very nice stand. Two different missiles. Again, the only problem with these, which I'll show off soon, is the way that the null rays or blasters or whatever you want to call them on this guy are mounted. You have to pop the ball joint off to actually mount these, so bit of a shame. You can do it another way, which I will show you, but they're not too bad. They just peg onto the stand. Very nice little chrome Decepticon symbol there, and this is your stand, so you can have it there, or you can have it set up like so, or on the back, depending on which way you're having. For example, if you have it like this, you can grab Thundercracker there, come back here, peg his butt onto this thing. So he's pegged on and he's now flying, so that's just something you can do with the stand. Just has a little peg on his butt, pull that off, get that out of the way. Now, something I want to show you straight up with this guy is he is quite stable. Now this is due to these little things here. Now, in the previous releases, Takara and Hasbro, when you open these flaps up, there would just be this engine piece in there. What they've done now is actually added a hinge and tooled into this section to add a heel. And you just close that back up again, clicks into place. So now you've got a heel. That isn't articulated, but the front is. So you can get him out into some pretty crazy sort of poses, and he will stand up. Alright, so just for example, so he will stand a lot more solid than the previous releases, which I'll show you a comparison in one sec. And you would have just noticed this pops up very easy. If you see back here, through that, there is a little tiny tab in there. That is meant to lock onto this, but it doesn't lock very solidly, so when you're playing around, he will pop up very easily. The Takara version was a lot better than that, but so be it. Only other problems I have in this mode is mine has a loose arm joint there, but the other one is quite tight, not bad. So it's not really a problem. The null rays are a lot better because they're on this ball joint, so you can pose this arm how you want and then just readjust that. And not really any other problems I can think of. You get a few of these, because of the blue plastic, you get a few of these little marks here, but in general I'm very happy with the figure. And turn around on the back again. Now this tends to happen because these wings are now have these little long bits on them because of the different transformation. If you have them out like that, they don't get in the way, but if you have them in, they can get hooked in the legs or out in front or whatever. So it's up to you. If you want to display him with the wings out, you can. If you want them in, you can. So I just sort of have them about halfway. Alrighty. Now, articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint. Will go all over the place, which is very cool. His shoulders will go right out, and they're also on like a ratcheted pin, so that's good. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. The hands are on ball jointed fingers. The bottom three are on a ball joint and a hinge on the front, and same with this finger. Now be careful that this little one likes to pop out of its joint, and the thumb is on a ball joint too. Wrists will swivel and go in and out, so that's good. He does, get those out of the way, he does have a slight waist movement, but not a lot. As I said, that pops off. Hips will go right out, forward and back, thigh swivel, 90-degree knee, which is pretty good. Toe will bend and will pivot out and in like so, but it's not extreme articulation there. And as I said, the wings will go in and out if you wish, and these things can go forward and back if you wish. Alright, let's bring in Starscream. There we go, changed my mind, actually brought in Skywarp only because Starscream had his coronation set on and it's a pain. Anyway, you can see here some main differences straight away. Down here, we've got the feet differences. A much squarer foot on the new mould. I'll call it the new mould because the new Starscream and Thundercracker both look like this. And these bits here are slightly bigger too. Knees are similar, a little bit more rounded on here. The arms are different, and I'll show you this more in jet mode. But you can see these arms are thicker. It gives a more streamlined look later on, where this in the jet mode, but the arms on this look a bit better because they're a bit thinner in general. The crutch piece is slightly different on both, and the rest is very similar. Just lots of little differences, like little bits here that aren't on this one. The fans are about the same. They both have the missile nipple things. Heads are different. Let's come up a bit closer so you can see unpainted and painted. The difference in the arms, we've got a much thinner head on. I'll just bring it a little closer, and he's already falling over. Bloody thing. You can see the head on here is a lot thinner. It's hard to see because black background, but thinner head. And on Thundercracker here, we have a thicker head, and these little earpieces are spring loaded, but much nicer head sculpt. It's very similar, but this is a bit thinner where this one's thicker. It looks a bit better. Let's close his nipple up too. So the null rays here are attached to the arm, where this one is on a ball joint on the arm. Better. Again, similar detailing through each. The arms, the upper arms are pretty much the same detailing there. They're probably the same part, truth be known, but null rays in general, a bit better looking. The little intake things for the jet mode are similar. The wings are pretty similar. Coming down, you can see a bit better what I mean here with the legs. So you've got a smaller there, a rounded foot. Now, if we turn them to the sides, now I'm going to hold him there because now you can see if I turn this little fin out, you can see a heel there, no heel here. Alright, now the difference of these is this one has these little hip armor things, almost like a samurai, so the whole back of the plane is attached to the hip, where this one has like a little hip cover thing, and this part of the plane is here. Hence on the wings you've got this really long section here as well, where this one here has that hip armor on there, and this one has the little guard things here. Alright, so that's a big difference, but because this has no heel articulation, we'll just bring the camera up a bit, because it has no heel articulation, heel spurs, he just falls straight over, unfortunately. But you can put his weight forward a bit and he'll stand there happily. Now another difference on these guys is this thing here. And again, that's because this one has it built into the wing opposed to that, and it also makes transformation a bit easier. Now, we'll take Skywalker out of the way for a minute, and we'll bring the Thundercracker back across. Now I'll just show you a bit closer with the finer details on this guy. So you can see the head here, very, very nice head. This is the little spring-loaded thing, part of the transformation. And just the fans in there again, little nipple fan things, turn into nipple Macross missiles. Crutch detail there. Down the legs, plenty of detail on the legs, moulded in detail on the inside as well. And we'll show you off some more of that in jet mode. And just around on the side. On the back it's pretty bland, because it's mainly jet kibble stuff. But what we'll do now is have a look at the transformation. Now for transformation, it's not hard, but it's not easy either. You'll see what I mean. Once you've done it a few times, it's not too hard. Now, what I like to start with is the legs. I'm just going to bring them together and just peg them together like that for now. And just straighten them up. And straighten these fins out. And on these ones, you're going to get your finger here. And just going to push that back until it clicks. Push that back until it clicks. And that's done. Now, the legs, we'll just bring these arms forward for now. Bring arms forward for now. Alright, just like so. Now, get the legs, and we're going to push them into the body. So, into the body. Alright, now grab the feet, rotate them around, push that in and click. Rotate around, doesn't matter which way, push it in and click. So just flat like that. And these little hip pieces will just sit in there like that, and they just cover up there. Come over to the top, just get your finger in the middle there, pop these flaps open, and then just fold away these little heels, pop your flaps down, click click, done. Now on the back here we're just going to separate this piece here from the nose cone. They just pop out and just leave that sitting up there. Now we're going to get this whole section, problems from before, slide that forward, and this whole nose section is going to push through, so you sort of push it all through and it folds out of here, and this is where the head, little head flap thingies, I'll just bring it a bit closer so you can see, little head flap thingies are going to squeeze in and go through that little arch. I know it's kind of hard to see, and then that will click like that. And as you can see, we've got a huge mess right now. Bring this, lift the canopy, just pops it open like so, and just rotate that little bit of cab piece out and close the canopy back down. Just clicks in, and that just forms the rest of that. Bring this nose cone up, and that all clips together like that. So you can see the plane's starting to come along. These wing bits just fold up. Oh, actually, leave them there for now. Come over to here. Okay, so get your arms, fold the little turbine things forward, and your arms are going to straighten back out. So fold forward, straighten back out. Now this section in the middle here is going to rotate up, and it's going to sit on that head section, so it rotates up, and just peg them together in the middle like so. So it sort of just covers up the head. Now with your arms, you're going to fold the thumb away, sort of like that with the hand, and then sit the fingers and fold the hand in, so both sides. Fold that in, thumb and the fingers, fold the hand in, and just, you're going to rotate these upwards. Rotate these upwards. Now with your arm, what you're going to do is you're going to fold this section in towards that and turn the forearm out at the same time. So that folds in and the forearm turns out, and that is going to sit in there, and all that will line up like so. Right, so on the other side, so as we fold this section in, we turn that section out. Right, so you can bend it up if it gets it out of the way a bit more for you, and it's hard to do in front of the camera, and that just in there like that, and then the hand folds down, and again all that just lines up on the side there. Okay, now with your wing, you're going to fold that over, right like that, and it's going to clip onto that little pin there. It's going to be in that little hole there. Right, so that comes over, and now that can happen. There's a little pin there, so over it goes, and then that will just sit in there like so. And just make sure that this section here is out of the way when you bring this down, and that will just click in like that, and this section here will fold in, and that's all going to press in. That little tab goes into the arm, and that little tab goes into the arm, and then this little section here will push in and click into the body. So there we are. So it just takes a little bit of wriggling around. This little flap here, just pop that in, and on the other side, so like so, you can see that, just fold that out, untabs, folds over, make sure you got that out of the way, folds down, turn that in, and this all just pegs in together. Make sure that this little flap here on the arm goes into the arm like that, or into the wing, sorry, and then this section here just pushes together. Now this big flap on the top, oh actually, better fold that in, big flap on the top just pushes down, and as I said, it's not hard, but it's hard. So it's not like the hardest thing you ever do. So just push that in like that. That's all. Right. It's not the hardest thing you do. It's not like Revenge of the Fallen Prime or anything, but it's not super easy. So that's the top of the plane done. Get these wings out like so. Now flip it over. Now the ball joints from before, right? Like this. They're just gonna. We flipped them over before. They're just gonna come back and peg into there. But first you're just gonna fold these little flaps out, peg that in, and that just presses into the wing. Fold that out, this back presses into the wing, and there you have Thundercracker in his jet mode. Now if you guys want to see a transformation back into the robot mode, just click the little link up here and I'll show it. That way it will keep this video down a little bit, but if you want to see it back into the robot mode, just a little link up here. That'll bring you to a video where you can see the transformation of this. Now, before we show you the details on this, you have a couple of little things underneath here. Little flap here, just get your nail and nail in there, and that brings out your landing gear. And just on the back here, there we are. It's on the shins from before. A little landing gear under there. Get those out, and that way he will sit a lot nicer on your desk. Okay, now another accessory you have here is the nose. Pull that out, comes forward, a little radar dish in there, which is good. Now this is Hasbro, but this is quite hard, so just be careful with your eyes because people throw them in their eyes. Details wise, we've got a couple little things there. Lieutenant Joe Big Daddy Kide. Now I think that is a little tribute to one of the designers or something like that. D24 on there. On the other side we've got Captain J Dragon Sass. Fair enough. D24 again. Little engine details there. Plenty of moulded in detail right over this guy. Awesome Decepticon symbols. Lovely red and white. Working flaps. Part of the transformation. You got Sonic Boom there. And we've got little reflector pictures there, and I'll pop my missiles off, and reflector picture on the other side, and at the back we've got our little thrusters, which are slightly poseable if you want. And if you pop these little flaps open here, you've got somewhat engine details from that heel, and another thing we've got to make it a little more realistic is that air brake, which is cool. Alright, so that's pretty much all it does in that mode. Now you've got your missiles underneath. Now something I thought you could do if you wanted is you could bring these forward. Right. This is if you want, obviously, because it's your toy. Bring those forward, and you could probably just sit these little guys up here like that, and you could have both of those on there if you really wanted. It's a bit silly, but just an option. Otherwise, you've got to pop this off the ball joint like so, and then you can put these missiles underneath like that. So they're your options, but I prefer just keeping these on there. Just pops in the ball joint like so, and that just plugs in underneath the wing. Just under there, boom, there we go, and this one as well, and pegs in there, and there's your jet mode. Underneath, not too kibbly. You've got some robot hands, back of the head, that's about it, not too bad, but we'll just sit him down, and we'll bring in our friend Skywarp for a comparison. Okay, there we've got Skywarp, and here's just a black plane, same thing. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is the sides of the jets here. We'll just bring them nose to nose like that. Now, you can see here you've got a lot more arms showing, and this little point here. with this one, no arm showing, and you've got a lot round section there. So that's one thing. Now straight off the bat, I'll say I do like the jet mode on the older mould a lot more than the newer mould, but I like the robot mode on the newer mould a lot more than the old mould. And just to show off Skywarp's lovely paintwork, yummo, very nice. Anyway, underneath we've got, we'll just tilt the camera up a bit so you can see. Underneath you've got a very similar scheme, alright? Now, this one is a lot wider at the back, where this one is a lot thinner. Now, from the side, you can see Skywarp is a lot more streamlined. All the way down due to the bigger panels, which affect the robot mode. And obviously on Thundercracker, it's not as streamlined. It's not too bad, but overall, Skywarp gives you a better jet mode. So if you're wanting it for an accurate Transformers jet, I would get the older mould. But if you want it for the robot and you're going to display it in robot mode, you're definitely going to grab Thundercracker. But other than that, most things are the same. Skywarp still has the little engines, but no heel piece in there. And his thrusters are a lot more movable than the newer mould. And his null rays are attached to the wing. Okay, so we'll move him out of the way. So there is your comparison. The only other things that this comes with, you got this little guy, which was Dr. Arkeville with the original Starscream. Now it's just a silver little pilot. And to put him in, just open up the cockpit, get him, and just sort of slot him in there and close it up again. Close it up again! Open it, open it, open it. That's a Looney Tunes reference if anyone can get it. So that's the accessory, and like the stand from before, bring that in. You can put the bit on this way. You can get your jet. And this little hook there, this little, if we can see it, little round bit there. We'll just hook on there, and that sits in there. And if you do it properly, which I obviously didn't just then, he will sit on the stand, and you can have him in a take. Ooh, Piccolo. You can have him in a takeoff pose. Okay. If you hadn't noticed, there's light coming through my window. Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll take that back off. Put the jet down, and his landing gear just fell. But that's about it with your accessories. Obviously, the other thing I was going to show you, little clip here, just pegs under the nose like so, and you could hook on your little Megatron gun under there, and it will hold it. Or you can put some missiles there or whatever you want to do. But I think it's pretty silly. I'm not going to do anything with that. Okay guys, that was a video review of Masterpiece Thundercracker, which is the new mould from Hasbro. Very, very good figure. Definitely recommend picking it up. In Australia it's about $80 at Toys R Us, and probably around 60 in the States, I would imagine. I'm not sure, so you don't have to go and correct me, but very cool nonetheless. Awesome figure. Definitely love the new robot mode. As I said before, if you wanted just a pure, awesomely looking jet mode, I'd probably pick up either Skywarp or the original Walmart exclusive Starscream for a really lifelike looking jet. Having trouble talking here. But robot mode on this is awesome. Again, if you want to see the transformation from jet back to robot, just click on the little annotation up here. But yes, love it. Only problems I've got, like I said before, the waist joint that holds the top of the torso down is very loose, and I've got a loose arm on mine, but other than that, brilliant. Love it. Definitely recommend it. Highly recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys. As usual, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. That's Thundercracker. You're a viewer. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching.